Hotepu everyone! Welcome to this next installment on our training of the free healing initiations of the Golden Beetle. And in our last video, where I went through the basic beginning details of the system, I had discussed how this was revealed to me, this healing approach, during a ritual to the god Orion, what we call Sahu Osar. And the deity of this constellation, Osar, revealed to me that there was a way in which an ancient but modern spiritual technique was taught in Kemet. And the way it was taught was very hieroglyphic, very visual, very nature dominant. And that this system must be given to the world free of charge as a gift. The only thing the gods ask is that you use it, you study it, you heal yourself, you heal your communities, you heal this planet. We would love to have an army of healers trained in these techniques that took me 20 years to develop. And all of my healing techniques will now be revealed absolutely free of charge. So, let's dive in. In the last video, when I introduced the basic approach to this kind of teaching, we covered the river spirits and the cloud spirits. The river spirits were your bladder meridian, and the cloud spirits were your kidney meridian. We're going to today jump to what the river and the rain feeds. That's trees. We're going to go into the tree spirits. And the tree spirits within you are known as your liver and your gallbladder. They are equivalent to the tree spirits and to the wind spirits. So, we call this study Dreaming Seeds, Swaying Trees, and the Deciding Roots. The liver, gallbladder, canopic jar. As we'll see through this video, if you tune to seeds dreaming beneath the earth, trees swaying in the wind, and the deciding powers that roots express, you will heal your liver and its correlate issues. Now we see here on the screen the canopic jar called Imset in Kemet, and this was the jar that held the liver for the person who was being cocooned. Not mummified, but cocooned. And the spirit Imset tunes very much to the tree spirits. Now let's quickly review our last video's image of the star of creation and the circle of destruction. We recall that there were 5 basic elements or spirits: the water spirits, the tree spirits, the fire spirits, the earth spirits, and the metal spirits. And recall very quickly we had said that if you follow the clockwise circle, let's say from liver to heart, in this image from heart to spleen, spleen to lung, lung to kidney, kidney back to liver, that's called the circle of creation. And you'll see a 5-pointed star inside of this. That's called the star of destruction, where water of the kidneys puts out the fire of the heart. The fires of the heart melt the metals of the lungs. The lungs axe chops the wood of the trees. The trees of your liver absorb and extract from the stomach earth, and the earth dams or blocks up the flow of water. That's called the star of destruction. And so again we see here how light and dark are playing out a dance together in your organs. But we're going to cover the liver, which we see here as green. The liver spirits or the tree spirits are green. And we have here the darker green half of that green circle has the word liver in it. And the outer half is the more pale green, says gallbladder. So the liver, or all the dark colors inside the circle, are your yin organs, your magnetic organs. And the pale colored parts of the circles are called your yang organs. Yang organs have tubes through which things can pass, and yin organs are solid. That's the rule. So let's dive in more into these green tree and wind and seed spirits, and let's find out what they do. Well, this image shows that the tree spirits link very much to the wind. That makes sense because the best way to see the motions of the wind is to watch trees. So there is an organic relationship and bond between trees and wind. So the movement of wind is controlled by the tree spirits, and this image shows that in the same way that your liver in your body controls the circulation of blood and of chi throughout your whole body, not just your liver, so too does the god Shu, the Kemetic god of wind, control the circulation of air throughout the entire planet. So we see here this image of the air currents of the planet Earth, controlled by Shu, and Shu also deals a lot with your liver. So if you're having sluggish circulation issues, varicose veins, numbness in your limbs, slow blood flow, if the chi or the ashe is flowing in a very sluggish way, it's because there's an issue with the wind spirits of your liver. Okay? The next image shows a seed beneath the ground. Now, the liver is the yin organ, so we're discussing the yin side of the tree spirits. And if you think about a seed, first of all, resembles an eye, like a little tiny eye. And the seed spirits, the dreaming seed spirits we call them, are like little closed eyes deep beneath the soil. Just imagine these little seeds beneath the soil with their eyes closed. What are they dreaming of? They're dreaming of becoming a tree. If you have a little apple seed beneath the ground, it's down there sleeping, dreaming of becoming one day an apple tree, or an orange tree for orange seeds. You see, a banana tree. So the principle of seeds controls how well you're able to dream, how well you're able to imagine. In particular, imagine solutions towards roadblocks on a project. How to turn lemons to lemonade. How to overcome obstacles. So the little seeds are dreaming that one day I'm going to become a great big apple tree, and I'm going to find the strength and fight and do what I have to do. If you find you have a hard time dreaming, you don't have dreams, you don't recall your dreams, you don't remember seeing images, there's something with your liver going on. Okay, so dreams bring a lot of information to you about your life, about your projects, about your evolution on Earth. And you need that resource of information. It's like this great cosmic library within the sleep time that gives you guidance from the beyond, guidance from your spirit guides and from your ancestors and the Neteru to help you through your projects. So you need dreaming power, imagination, visualization to help you to overcome problems. Now recall in the kidney, we had discussed that the kidneys can also help you become very inventive and creative. The difference is that the liver's creativity and inventiveness is more specific. It's specifically directed towards creative way of overcoming obstacles, blocks, and hindrances. Okay? So, our next image shows gentle swaying trees. The liver deals a lot with your power to relax. If you sit and watch a field of sleeping willows, hanging willows, these beautiful long draping trees, and if you just imagine a beautiful soft breeze caressing through them, it's a very relaxing and soothing feeling. So that kind of gentle swaying relaxation of the trees, limbs and their arms is self-similar fractally to you being able to relax, to go with the flow, to bend a little, to not get stiff and stuck. So if you find you are very tense, you cannot relax, you can't daydream, this simply means the liver is flashing a little check engine light on your health dashboard. If you are a tense, uptight person, it's not that you are an evil person, that you are a bad person. It's simply the liver check engine light coming on, saying, please help me. Please heal me and balance me with herbs and motion of exercise, qigong, meditation, etc. Help me. You are the loving Lord and Master of your organs. They are your army. They are your workers. And it's up to you to treat your workers well, to be a kind and loving and supportive boss. They will obey you. They will follow your commands. But you have to know how to work with each part of your army to get it maximally effective. Now, since the liver controls imagining things, visualizing, particularly overcoming humps, problems, and delays, the hieroglyphs of Kemet were actually a system that was used to help us make decisions, but it used the imagination, the liver. The liver loves to see things in pictures. It loves to see things visually. So by enforcing for 10,000 years a hieroglyphic script for their kingdom, the pharaohs ensured the people had nationally, on a national scale, healthy livers, that the people were relaxed, the people were at ease in life. Because if the people are stressed, if the people are tense, that will come out as social disorder, can come out as civil war, can come out as violence. So the maintenance of this very highly visual script, high visual script, had a medical component to it to balance out that anger that the liver likes to exert when it's imbalanced. So when the Europeans came, the Greeks and the Romans came, and they helped to get rid of that script, it devolved to strokes like the letter A and B and C. That laid the groundwork for more anger accessing the people. Because the hieroglyphic script, when you work with it as we do in the voodoo sense, it becomes a source of dream images. These glyphs will actually begin to appear in your dreams. The more you work with the Kemetic ancestors and the more you work with the teachings of Kemet, these glyphs actually come to life while you're sleeping or meditating, and they start talking to you. They start guiding you. They start giving you ideas and epiphanies. It's a fantastic system of information and spiritual guidance. Our next image shows when the liver is deranged, what it can do. You see, the liver controls your tendons. We see here what's called the branch collar of a tree, but to me it resembles, like a fractal, or fractally so, the joints of the arm. All of your joints where you can bend a joint, your wrists, your fingers, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, those areas, the joint system, the connective tissue, is controlled by your liver. So your tendons, your joints, your ligaments, okay? And we call the limbs of a tree like the arms of a tree. You have limbs, trees have limbs, okay? But this branch collar, or the point where the limbs connect to other limbs or parts of the body, are called branch collars in trees. And if you are uptight, if you are tense, angry, the anger of the liver is specifically frustration that you're always blocked. That whenever you try to do something, or when you often try to do something, you feel or you focus on what's not working, what's inhibiting progress, what's blocking forward motion. Impediment, delay, impediment. When that keeps happening, you get a certain kind of anger. It's the anger of frustration. Now, as we cover the heart in a future video, the heart also owns anger, but it's more the anger of lack of appreciation, the anger of bitterness or love unrequited. It's a different kind of anger. Okay? This is, I'm angry that every time I try to do something, something gets in the way. I get a phone call, or it's an emergency, or someone tries to get my attention, or the baby starts crying. That kind of anger comes from your liver. And when you do that, you actually tense up your joints. You may not know it, but you do micro tensing of your joints and your ligaments and tendons. And when you do that, that tension squeezes the ligaments, tendons, and joints, constricting blood flow. So slowly, those ligaments become blood starved. They don't get nutrition. And a lot of problems ensue from that. That's why you have to be the opposite of the stiff branch collar tendon here. The swaying trees. Relax, stretch, dance, move your hands like swaying trees. It's okay. You'll find a way over this block. You'll find a way over this obstacle course. Don't just keep going and smile and relax into it. Okay? Next we have this beautiful shot of the swaying trees of a forest here, reminding you, relax. If you forget how to relax, either go outside on a nice, gentle, breezy day and just watch the trees. Just let that in. And just see, they're strong, but they know how to relax and give in and go with the flow. Just because you know how to relax and bend a little doesn't mean you're weak. It actually means you're very balanced and healthy. If you can't go out to the trees outside, it's too cold, or there are no trees where you live, you're in New York City, visualize them, or go on YouTube and watch a video of trees in the wind and just connect. I mean that literally. Connect emotionally to what you would be feeling. Use your imagination, which the liver tree spirits love to trigger. Imagine I am that tree, and lift your arms up very softly and copy the swaying trees. Just left to right and left to right, almost like you're underwater. A very graceful movement with your arms, and your fingers are very gracefully moving like leaves. Try it. It's a cheap trick and it works. It doesn't cost you a dime, and it tunes you in not just to your own liver, but to the tree spirits, which are living beings. So the next image shows that the tree spirits of your liver, canopic jar, control, as we mentioned before, the flow of blood and life force in your tendons, in your ligaments, and throughout your joints. Just as the tree's xylem controls water flow to nourish the tree's joints. Okay? So you're seeing here this tree and its xylem system in red absorbing water from the roots up through the trunk of the tree into its leaves without a pump. There is no pump system. It's called the xylem system. So when you're happy and relaxed, you absorb, you see how water feeds the trees? We discussed in the circle of creation how water feeds the trees. Well, that water is the spirits of nourishment, feeding your creativity when you relax. When you relax, because the water spirits can make you, particularly the cloud spirits, can make you very inventive. If you are a writer or a singer or a performer and you're blocked creatively, you have writer's block or something, imagine yourself as a tree, relax, sway your arms like a soft breeze in the trees, and let the water come up, the creativity. You're going to start to get ideas that inspire you. So you want to make sure that your blood is healthy in life, because all the nutrients go through the blood, which acts like water in this case. And don't starve your limbs of gentleness and relaxation, or else you're going to have a lot of problems with your joints. This next image shows the kinds of problems you're going to have. Here we have a liver spirit that was not nourished. And when angry, when the tree spirits and the wind spirits are angry, as I said before, they stop the flow of the winds or the blood circulation and the life force circulation within you. Ligaments become starved. They're not as moist and lubricated. They become stiff, and then they snap like this tree branch. So this makes you very snappy, very short-tempered. You get angry quickly. You see, when life's winds raging interfere with your plans, and you starve the joints, and the muscles become tense, then you start getting joint pain, you start getting knee pains, wrist pains, neck pains. All these pains in the joints of your body are a message from your liver spirits. Now, look at this amazingly beautiful tree. It's a very interesting looking tree, and it looks very muscular because the liver or the tree spirits do control your muscles. They have a lot of power and say over what your muscles do or don't do. So big and healthy muscles, as we see in this image of this very fine young man, grow when the liver is nourished with its herbs, its what we call mysterious wind movements, which you'll learn, with its colors, its words of power, hekawu, and imagery. If you want to build muscle, you need a healthy liver. If you're a weight trainer or a weightlifter, or you want to tone your muscles as a dancer or just for your own health, you need that liver energy flowing. You need those trees, those tree spirits flowing. If you suffer from muscle aches, muscle cramps, muscle twitches, stiff muscles, tight muscles, those are all signals on your health's dashboard of the check engine liver light. Help, help, help. Okay? So we're going to do black hatha yoga and qigong as movements to stretch the muscles, to relax the muscles, to lengthen them so they can get more blood flow, to stretch your tendons and ligaments very gently without harming them. Things like jogging and very hard ground-hitting sports can really damage your joints and ligaments. So we're going to elongate your muscles, stretch your tendons through yoga, allow the blood to flow through so they can be loose and lubricated and able to torque and move gracefully. At the same time, this will help your mental creativity. Your intuition, your imagination will grow to their peak by these simple hatha yoga exercises. Hatha yoga in particular favors the liver because of the musculature and the ligament movements required for hatha yoga. So as I said before, stiff neck, stiff shoulders, especially the upper back, really are signals that the liver is weak, that you have weak seeds, the yin liver. We haven't gotten to the gallbladder, which are the roots, the deciding roots. We've discussed all this liver issue are the seeds, okay, or the swaying trees. Seeds and swaying trees are the liver, okay? Now here we have an image of a tree struck by lightning. Its branches exploded, it's now charred, it's burning from the inside out. Okay? This we call the angry tree state, where again, you become enraged that your plans were foiled again, oh Batman, that you didn't complete the project, you kept having distractions and all that kind of thing. Setbacks, hindrances, so you become enraged. The tree then erupts when a challenge comes again. Oh my God, another problem I gotta face, not another one, please help me. That kind of attitude. Your ligaments explode literally with rage, and they become exhausted and undernourished. So if you had a super strong liver yin, super strong seeds and swaying trees in you, you would have learned how to get around the problem, how to go around it, to bend and not get too worked up over it. Because you have to remember, life only gives you evolution through challenge. In other words, the liver spirit, Imset, the liver man, Kanapak jar, must be taught by you, his lord and master, or his lady and mistress. You must teach them, or teach your organs, particularly Imset. Life has blocks. No one's exempt. Every creature, every plant, every bird, every human has got to face challenges. That's just part of the evolutionary impulse. So why get upset over it? It's the way of life. Why freak out? There's going to always be something. And I'm at peace with that. I relax into the fact that the trickster, we call Sebek, or Awon the baboon, Awon, he's real. So when he comes with a block or a hindrance, you say, Dwa'u, thank you, hail. Thank you for this opportunity to overcome a challenge in order to tap my deeper powers, to tap my greater creativity of problem resolution, versus attacking people, exploding, and giving yourself arthritis and all kinds of problems, which aren't worth it, because even then you're going to have problems to overcome anyhow. So accept life and be at peace with it. These two images show a plant struggling to crack through the concrete, which it did, but you can guess it was a struggle. And here we have a little worm eating this leaf, and these are the things that anger the liver. That little plant said, I had to work so hard, I had to overcome so many barriers and rocks and concrete and people stepping on me and people trying to mow me down, and I have to grow again, and I never get ahead, or worms eat me, and bugs and animals chew on me, my children. You see, again, that's part of life. I mentioned in this document here, this text, you have to learn Hatep, which is part of the training in the Zuhet. If you watch my Zuhet videos, I talk about Hatep and the Ogdoad, the Great Eight, which are the source of eternal peace. When you have a challenge, you have to face the challenge calmly, peacefully. What are your options? Freaking out and giving yourself a heart attack? Or liver attack? It's not worth it. Learn to be spiritual. Learn to use spiritual consciousness in the face of worms eating your projects or eating your ideas, or concrete being poured over your dreams. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Enjoy the process. Now we move to the liver yang, what's called the gallbladder. So recall the darker green was the yin organ and the lighter green was the yang organ. Well, the yang side of the tree wind spirits are called the deciding roots. I've renamed them. Actually, I did not do that. That literally came to me from Orion, from Sahu Osar. During the ritual, all that I'm telling you of how to see these elements, how to see that the liver is like dreaming seeds and swaying trees. That did not come from me, it came through me from my meditations, my African drumming meditations to the stars of Orion. And our Lord Osar, which you saw in the first video on the kidney spirits, taught me what I'm teaching you, exactly what I'm teaching you. I was basically in the classroom with him and he taught me how to say it. I'm simply passing it along to you. So you can really learn how to work in an organic and user-friendly way with these elements, these spirits. So the roots of a tree, if you think about roots, roots are constantly making decisions. Where should they shoot forth? How do we best absorb water? Which nutrients should we absorb and at what time? There are a lot of decisions being made underground by trees' roots. And each of these decisions have one agenda: to fulfill the seed's dream of becoming a tall tree one day. So this power within you to prioritize, to make decisions, to make the call, comes from your gallbladder meridian. And it's the meridian of the roots of the tree. When you have strong gallbladder meridian, or strong deciding roots, when your roots are strong, you are a decisive person, You are a clear thinking person when confronted with the seeds profusion of plans and ideas. In other words, the dreaming seeds are full of ideas. They're full of creative cogitations. It can be overwhelming sometimes to get so much information flooding into you. So you need to have the roots or the gallbladder system to help you pick and choose which idea should I focus on first, how should I do it, and when should I do it. All those leadership decision executive calls come from the deciding roots of your gallbladder meridian. If you are indecisive, if you're not clear deciding, a clear thinking person, not decisive, if you get easily overwhelmed when there are many options thrown at you and you kind of freak out and get nervous, it's not you, you're not a bad person, don't beat yourself up, stop that. Sahuosar or Orion said, help the people stop beating themselves up when it's really basically a mechanical issue, like in your check engine light. It's simply telling you you need to work on balancing out your gallbladder deciding roots. So here we have an image of roots that are dried out, weak. They have no more energy. So when the deciding roots are weak, you have that feeling, as I mentioned, of indecisiveness. And you feel that you are clouded in your thinking whenever you are swamped with a profusion of alternatives. As we see here in this man in this aisle, there's so many options, it's too many. But if he has strong deciding roots, he will decide which of these, I think he's looking at olive oils, which of these olive oils is the one that I want. He will know how to make that decision rather quickly. The stronger the deciding roots gallbladder meridian, the quicker and more decisive you'll make the call on this aisle in the quote-unquote olive oil aisle of your life. So, keep your liver healthy and happy. Keep your liver healthy and happy. Have healthy trees and healthy swaying trees, deciding roots and dreaming seeds. So here in our last image, you see an image of your liver and gallbladder meridians. Remember, the liver is called dreaming seeds and swaying trees. The liver, the yin organ, to remember what it does, it links to swaying trees, meaning relax into it. Relax through the problem. And dreaming seeds. Relax so you can get a creative, bright idea, a light bulb going off on how to solve this block. And the yang part of the tree spirits and the wind spirits deal with the deciding roots, how to become decisive. If you learn to nourish these meridians with sounds, we discussed in the last video that the sounds of the liver are among several of them, like a sound of steam out of a radiator. Shang, shang, shang. Guo, guo, guo. These sounds help the liver, tree, wind spirits, the deciding seeds, dreaming seeds, and swaying trees. So, we're at the stage now that I wish for you all to learn the basic poetic language of your organ spirits. I want you to start speaking about your ambition as a raging river of your water spirits, or your creativity as cloud spirits, or your decisiveness as deciding roots, or your power to relax through problems, through life's challenges as swaying trees, or your capacity to get really bright creative ways of overcoming obstacles as your dreaming seeds. Don't say I'm an indecisive person or I have no ambition. You say my my river is low, that's why there's no ambition. My river does not flow strong. And that my roots, my deciding roots, need strengthening. That's not personal. That is something you can fix. That is something you can handle. And just that alone takes such a weight off so many people, where they're not beating themselves up and blaming themselves and saying to themselves all kinds of nasty things you wouldn't tell your best friend, you tell yourself. But we're going to stop that. We're going to stop that by getting you healthy. And the best way to get healthy is to learn this nature language that Sahu Osar brought forth. Learn to speak about your issues from this nature organ spirits language. Become the master of your inner kingdom of organs. Say, I love you, organs. You work so hard for me. I appreciate all that you do. My heart keeps beating every day. My kidneys keep flushing. So does my liver. My stomach keeps digesting. They are a really hard-working team. You're so blessed and lucky. Not everyone has a healthy liver or healthy kidney or healthy stomach. And if you don't, no problem. We're going to help you get back to healthiness in these areas. But you first start by appreciation, by loving your own inner team who works so hard for you. Say, thank you. I appreciate you. I am grateful that you, my little team, works for me. Let me give now to you my loving attention. I'm going to make sure you're nourished. I'm going to connect my liver to the tree spirits and the wind. I'm going to have you two commune and make friends so you both can help each other. You can help the trees, because when you have strong tree spirits, you tend to protect forests. You become very sensitive to the abuse of forests or to air pollution. This healing system will scale jump. It will become larger and larger square roots of itself. First, we heal your inner kingdom, your inner environment, but it will naturally and organically, without any effort, compel you to protect the larger self-similar outer environment. When your tree spirits are happy, you're going to protect trees. When your liver spirits are happy, you're going to protect the air quality. You're going to fight to keep the air clean. Because we live on Geb, who is a god, who has organs like us. It's all self-similar. It's all fractal. Self-similarity, scale, and variance. If you recall the videos where I discussed on fractals, you're seeing how we're going to apply this in real life to help you with real life issues. Okay? So that's basically the end of this video. I pray you enjoyed it. May you have singing trees. May you sway in the wind, swaying trees, deciding roots, dreaming seeds. And may you not be angry that life blocks you. May you say thank you, that this block is forcing me to reach deeper into my resources, to find that I'm even stronger than I ever knew. I am a giant redwood. My redwood leaves do touch the highest winds. So, stay tuned for more training on your inner environment. Practice, review, study, share. Practice, review, study, share. Let's heal each other, heal ourselves, and heal together this planet and all the communities on it. Dwawend Hotepu.